Welcome to Love to See It, a podcast about where we're headed in the beginning of 2026.
And also Traitors and Faithfuls and Alan Cumming, the most important of all.
Today, we just wanted to kind of check in post holiday, post vacation, post everyone
Work
just take.
break.
We all just took some time off from like watching and talking about reality TV, right? We just took a little time off. We're going to talk about a few schedule changes happening over the next couple of months. Of course, we live to serve the TV schedule, so that's what we're gonna try to do. So we're gonna fill you guys in.
Also, over on Rich Text, we recently put out episodes about Heated Rivalry, a show that has become at least 75% of my personality somehow over the course of just 6 episodes. We also put out an episode that was like a little end of year reflection and just kind of a love note to our community. So if you missed those episodes, you can check them out at claireandemma.substack.com.
All right, let's get into what's next. So the big headline here is that there is, for the first time since I think we started doing this, there's no
Yeah.
Bachelor show in January.
Crazy, crazy. So suddenly we
Yeah.
found ourselves with this gaping hole in our normal schedule. And we were like, what are we going to cover? We love to do like a weekly show that we can really sink our teeth into. And like, there weren't a lot of options, to be honest. We were like, do we try one of the international editions of Love is Blind? But those tend to only last for about 3 weeks. And like, people dip into them, dip out of them. And then we
But then we
realized,
realized one of the best options of all was right underneath our nose because, as we had forgotten, the Traitors is coming back.
thank God. Thank God for the Traitors.
Ugh.
So, the last couple seasons, we have covered the Traitors, but we've done it over on our newsletter podcast, Rich Text, which, for those who are unfamiliar, kind of functions a bit like bonus ad free audio content for our subscribers, for our community. And people really enjoyed that content over there. So, we thought maybe it might be a good fit to bring this delightful show over to the main feed.
Yes, I am pretty excited about the Traitors coming back. Obviously, we are talking about the Traitors US. I've actually still never watched the original Traitors, the UK version,
I haven't either,
but
and you know what? I'm sorry. Sometimes we have to draw lines for ourselves because there's so
we
much
We
reality
haven't
content.
had time, but the Traitors US, it just feels like enough, like it fills my cup
Same.
with traitory goodness. It's got Alan Cumming as our dramatic host, like the most dramatic host ever, and they always have a pretty interesting array of like C-list celebrities and celebrity relatives. Sometimes they'll just throw a random British politician in there, athletes. They have a good mix of different kinds of sort of famous people. And there's always also like a token bachelor person.
We
And
love
sometimes
that. It's for
sometimes they
us.
do really well. Yeah, it is for us.
Yeah, there are always some bachelor representation, always some other representation from like the Bravo universe and from other reality dating shows. And there are some really, really rich social dynamics that come up on the Traders. So while it's not a romance narrative per se, there are a lot of really interesting interpersonal dynamics and gameplay that we felt like fit the love to see it ethos.
Yes. And so we're pretty excited to get into that on a weekly basis for the first time. Um, I think it's going to be really interesting if you've never watched The Traders to see, especially the reality dating people, navigate a different kind of social game, which has been really fascinating for me. I'm not someone who's ever really watched game shows,
No, not for
competition
us.
shows. Not for me. Social strategy games are not why I got into the game. Um, but it is really fascinating to see that different side of people you've gotten to know from one kind of social reality show. and then throw in the mix like celebrity chefs and comedians, and it's really juicy. So we're gonna get into who the people in the cast this year are a little bit later in this episode. But just to get into the nitty-gritty of the schedule, The Traitors airs on Thursday nights. So we're going to be putting out our main episodes on Friday mornings during that run, to recap uh, that week's Traitors episode. And so
Yeah.
our goal is to have them like there when you wake up in the morning, but because of the workflow, not to like bore you with the details, but because of the workflow involved in the screeners and turning around the recaps, it might be a little bit later. It might be a little bit later in the morning on Fridays. So we'll do our best to get them to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, so just bear with us. We'll have to be a little bit flexible, but trust that each and every week we are doing our very, very best to get these recaps out to you in as timely a manner as possible. Our entire team thanks you for your patience, and hopefully it'll just be like a really seamless process. That also means that bonus content that we do for Love to See It will be coming out earlier in the week, probably usually on Tuesdays. We also anticipate that when the new season of Love is Blind USA begins airing, which usually, if we go by history, they have not yet announced a premiere date for that next season, but it usually tends to start in mid February. So once that happens, we will be doubling up and we will be covering those drops on a weekly basis on Love to See It as well. So then you'll have your Love is Blind episode and your Traitors episode every week.
Yeah. They better have that like Valentine's week drop from Love is Blind.
I
I
know
feel like
we're counting on it.
they're trying to like really push us to rethink our winters right now. And I have had enough. I want some consistency. I'm really ready for a new season of Love is Blind. What's the next season of Love is Blind? Boston?
We think it's going to be
We
Boston.
think it's
We're
Boston.
pretty sure it's Boston, which I think will be a really interesting cultural contrast to Denver.
Yeah. It's
Denver
weird.
was weird. Denver, the vibes were weird. I think the Boston vibes will be weird in a different way.
Yeah. I was really like my sort of blinkered outsider prejudices about Denver were really blown up by the
Same. I
Denver
was like, it's
season.
gonna
And
be
I'm
so crunchy and outdoorsy and like alt.
they're all gonna be
No.
wearing like Tivas
Yeah.
and going to microbreweries. Um, no, it was not like that. Those are just, again, as we've said, probably just the people we know who moved to Denver. That's just a sub community. Um, But with Boston, I'm realizing that my perceptions of Boston have been heavily shaped by Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
ads, which is, like, crazy because 'cause I've been there. Like, it's not a foreign
You're like, I've spent
place.
time in Boston, and yet I'm like,
And yet the power
Boston
of
is Ben Affleck,
the power
specifically in a Dunkin' ad.
the power of Dunkin' commercials, like, my brain runs on Dunkin'. I can't I can't tell the difference between a Ben Affleck commercial for coffee and reality.
Claire, I feel like our Boston audience is going to be cursing you right now.
I'm so sorry. And, we've actually gone to Boston, and it was, like, one of my favorite shows that we've ever
Shows?
done.
Oh my God, our live show.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought you meant
Yeah.
yes. That's true.
Yeah.
You and I have been to Boston
We have been
together.
to literally together went to
Ooh,
Boston, and
we
it was
stayed at a
great.
really nice hotel. It felt
I
very
didn't
luxurious.
didn't even have any Dunkin' while I was there, although
No.
I do have some right now. They have them in New Jersey also. What's going on?
Wow.
Am I doing Spawn by accident?
I mean, yeah, they should at least pay us.
Bo- the,
Dunkin', we're
the
open. Hello,
The
give us
the
those Dunkin'
Boston
dollars.
season hasn't even happened, and it hasn't even been announced, and I'm already doing unprompted free Dunkin'
Okay,
SpawnCon,
well,
so I need to rein it in.
if the next Love is Blind season is Boston, and if Dunkin' Donuts would like to pay us to have a Dunkin' coffee while we record every episode, I'm not not open to
Same.
that.
Same. Who will be incredibly happy? Greg, his favorite place on earth. He and Ben Affleck are
Wow,
like the same
I didn't know
person.
this about Greg.
Big Dunkin' guy. Um, he already knows every Dunkin' Donuts in our new neighborhood.
You lived there
Um,
for, like, 2 days. Greg is
he's
like, "I do know where all the Dunkins are."
Oh god. Oh, you know
No.
what? I'm giving up on this camera. All right, sorry, update. I forgot to plug in my camera when I redid my setup at our new house, and it ran out of battery for good. So we're just going to use my computer camera to get through the rest of
Well,
this
honestly, it looks great
taping.
because 'cause you're really well lit now by natural
Yeah,
light.
and like I feel like the computer camera is a little bit more like Vaseline. I just it
No
makes me look
pores.
it makes me look poreless. Okay, so I think I think we've, bit by bit, given our full update on the upcoming schedule and what we expect in these first couple of months. On that note, let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to get into the Traitors cast just to sort of preview what might be coming this season.
And we are back. So let's do a little bit of a preview of the Traitors cast. I am so excited to talk about this show. I mean, we both started watching during season 2 of Traitors USA. We've been hooked ever since. And like this cast, I think is very promising. It's like such a mixed bag as it always is. And also, full disclosure, because Claire and I are not gamer people, we sort of like to go in kind of blind in terms of the gamer cast, like Survivor people, Amazing Race, Big Brother, all of that kind of stuff. And I kind of enjoy just like forming my first opinions of these people without knowing their like gaming pasts. And then you just sort of pick up little bits of information. You're like, oh, that person won Big Brother, apparently. So
Yeah.
that's
It's also
our
like
perspective.
it's also just like not really feasible. Like there's to really understand these people's histories, you have to have followed their
Watched.
right? Yeah, like we haven't watched the shows. I'm not going to go back, sadly, and watch like 25 seasons of Survivor and Big Brother to be prepared to understand all of these gamers. But like there are people who watch the show who know the gamers a lot better. That probably gives you a different perspective. I know they always get a bunch of heavy hitters from like Survivor and Big Brother. And then they have Housewives, they have our resident Bachelor person. I think they have a celebrity chef this season. So we're going to kind of run through the cast, but we're going to pull out and spotlight the people that we know a little bit about.
Yeah, sorry. This is
This
like
is our show.
this is our show. This is our Traders preview. We will be talking about the people that mean something to us, and the
Yeah.
rest of the cast, we will be going in just wide-eyed, fresh-faced, and just
Yeah.
ready to enjoy and learn about them.
And that's our position. Okay. Sorry. We're gonna learn about the learn about the survivor people as it goes. So first up, we got the Traders cast bios from Harper's Bazaar. Thank you so much, Harper's Bazaar. Natalie Anderson of Survivor and The Amazing Race, another show I don't watch. She is a Sri Lankan American TV star, of course, from these shows. She's 39 and she competed with her twin on The Amazing Race.
Wow.
Yeah. And she has also competed with her twin in Survivor. And eventually, Natalie did win that season.
Okay, okay, so she is one to watch. If you have won
Yeah.
a season of Survivor or Big Brother, like I feel like on the Traders, you are usually going to be very important down the line, or you're going to get targeted very early because people are going to see you as a threat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very tough to work around the target that you have on your back, but it's fascinating to see how some gamers manage to do it. She also actually came in second in Survivor Winners at War, so definitely
Okay,
one to
I'm
watch.
watching Natalie.
Then we have Yamil Yam Yam Arocho from Survivor. He is a 38-year-old salon owner from Puerto Rico, and he also has won a season of Survivor, Survivor 44, with 7 out of 8 jury votes. I mean, that's a popular guy.
Okay, so another one who could do really, really well. Also, just like his vibes in this photo. Seems fun.
I
I'm
mean, it looks
ready.
like he's, like, really enjoying being on Survivor in this
And
photo.
he's got a cool headband. So,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
sick. Next up, we have someone that is more familiar to us, Mark Ballas, a pro from Dancing with the Stars. Most recently, he was Whitney Levitt's partner.
Yeah, I know Mark Ballas from vague celebrity news references for many years, but more specifically from his TikToks with Whitney Levitt.
Yeah, same. That is my main entry point. I do know that he has like been on Broadway. I do know that he is like Derek Huff's best friend. These are the things I know about Mark.
Yeah.
And overall, I find him absolutely delightful.
I mean, he just has the juice. He's got the riz. Like, when he is in those TikToks, he is bringing it so hard that I'm like, this could have been your first
He's
career and
so
not
talented.
professional ballroom dancer.
He's so, so talented. I truly have watched the video of his and Whitney's freestyle that they did on Call Her Daddy after they were eliminated like 300 times.
Yeah. I could definitely see him being someone who makes a lot of friends, like,
Yeah.
is just really in the thick of things because he has that kind of big personality.
But he's also
And
smart. Like, I could see him
mhm,
being measured enough to kind of
mhm.
make it pretty far and be able to make some very valuable alliances.
Yeah, he's a pro. Like, he's been navigating the space kind of consistently for years, which I think, like, much like with some of the housewives we see, that
Mhm.
that can bring a different kind of savvy. Um, Rob Sesternino from Survivor, is our next cast member,
Oh,
and he is a big deal. I
yeah,
even I know
yeah, I
this
have heard this name before.
because he's a podcaster. He's a very important podcaster.
He's one of us.
It's called Rob Has a Podcast, because he was a huge, um, uh, star from Survivor. He was, on Survivor Amazon, and he was, I think, in 3rd place on that season and ended up on Survivor All-Stars, although he did not do very well. Somehow this mythos, like, even though he never won a season, from what I can tell from this bio, I should do a little fact check on that, but I feel like it would mention it.
I mean, Jeff
Like,
Probst apparently dubbed him the smartest player to have never won.
yeah, okay, so there's clearly this mythos that's built up about his strategic acumen, even though it seems like he is definitely the guy who has immediately gotten targeted because of it in every season. So
We'll
the
see.
little flaw in that strategic acumen there, but clearly a gabber, and he is described by this bio as the goofy girl obsessed jester of Survivor Amazon. So big
When was Survivor
personality.
Amazon? I assume a long time ago.
Well, he started his podcast
In
in
2010.
2010.
Right.
So, yeah, early Survivor
Yeah,
days.
2002. So he's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So he's like OG. That's why he's such a big deal.
Yeah, that was season 6, way back in the day. Yeah. So he made a big brand, a name for himself very early on, and he's just kind of kept building that.
I also think I just have like a warmth towards Rob's from Survivor because Boston Rob was such a great character on last
That's
season.
true. That's true. Raw was so great though. I'm just a sucker for
Oh my God, I love Boston
for
Rob. No, I
for
love
Boston
Boston
Rob.
Rob. I love Boston Rob. I love his friendship with Dylan Efron. Like,
Yeah, I love his love story from Survivor, even though I wasn't watching. I think it's just so beautiful
it
that it
is beautiful.
happened.
So I think Rob Sesternino, you have big Rob shoes to fill.
Yeah, and there's another big Rob on this cast list, but we'll get to that. We also have Stephen Coletti from One Tree Hill and Laguna Beach.
Incredible. Like this is for the millennial girlies.
There are a lot of, like, in this first batch, a lot of, like, late 30s
I know
people, and I'm
one
like,
of
these are
us,
our
one of
peers.
us. I'm like, yes, 39, 38. Let's go off.
Yeah, we would fit right in.
My people.
So he obviously, like, came to prominence by appearing on Laguna Beach in
As a high
2004.
schooler. So he's been
Yeah.
famous for a very long time.
And then he was cast, on One Tree Hill in 2007. I think I maybe had already stopped watching
I
One Tree Hill
had.
by then.
I had stopped
It
watching
jumped
by
the shark
then.
so fast,
That's
I
the thing.
forgot how quickly it jumped the shark.
By like season 2 or 3, they were like murdering main characters in wild ways.
Yeah,
So,
dogs were eating hearts off of
like,
operating tables. It was like, "Guys, please."
One
Like,
Tree Hill, a dog ate a heart.
oh, yeah.
Who? When did this? Wait, who? I don't
After I
remember.
stopped watching. I think it was Nathan and Lucas's dad. I'm Googling
Really?
dog ate a heart, One Tree Hill.
Oh, season 6, where villain.
Dog
Oh,
dog ate Dan's new heart.
Dan Scott's replaced. Oh, he was getting a heart transplant. Oh my
An organ
God.
donor, the organ courier tripped, and the heart, like, fell on the floor,
Okay,
and a golden retriever that just happened to be in the
this is very
hospital ate the
irresponsible.
heart,
I
and
think that's wow. How did I had
This
certainly
is
stopped watching.
this is why you're not supposed to just have dogs in the emergency room or the operating theater, you know? They try to keep the dogs more to the pediatric unit.
I'm sorry. That's unhinged. Well, that was after Stephen Coletti had already been cast, so I certainly had not been watching for a few years.
There's an oral history on The Ringer, oral history, dog ate heart on One Tree
Wow,
Hill.
I need to look into that. But yeah,
Yeah,
Stephen
very
Coletti
important.
was then on the show for a very long time, right?
I wouldn't know
I
'cause I
think
I
that's
wasn't
the vibes
watching
I've gotten. I
anymore.
wasn't watching either, but like I feel like every time I would see a promo, I'd be like, "Oh, Stephen Coletti's there."
Oh,
You know
so
what?
he really made it as an actor.
Yeah.
Has he had any other
I have
credits?
no idea, but I'm sorry, in my mind and heart, he's just from Laguna Beach.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the name Stephen Coletti is, like, really firmly tied to Laguna
It
Beach.
just it simply is. It says
Oh,
he's been in some other TV movies, is
he
what
was
I'm
also
seeing.
the love interest in the music video for White Horse by Taylor Swift.
Wow. So there's a little Donna
Yeah.
Kelsey invisible string.
A little overlap there. Yeah, and he got married this year, it looks
Well,
like.
I love that for Steven. And he also
Yeah.
has done a podcast. So,
Who hasn't? His is called Back to the Beach with Kristen and Steven, because of course it is with Kristen Cavallari, another podcaster, and as a podcaster, we do have to wish him the
we
best.
do have to support our own.
A lot of white male podcasters so
Well,
far,
I mean, look at the landscape, Claire.
they gotta be casting more lady podcasters. Next we have Candace Dillard Bassett, from Real Housewives of Potomac,
I have
who's
not watched Real Housewives of Potomac, but I know Candace. Like, Candace is a name that I know, despite not having watched Potomac.
yeah, she's like a breakout, name, and she's in, like, the celebrity news
She's also
sphere
just
more often than
seems
some other
kind of
and she
fucking cool. Like, she worked in the Obama White House.
Yeah, she's also a former Miss US. She's from DC, I believe. She represented the District of Columbia in that,
Miss
the Miss United
USA.
States pageant. I don't think it's Miss
Oh,
USA,
right.
I
It's
think
Miss
it's Miss
United.
United States. Um, but she actually left Potomac after, like, an incident with one of her co-stars,
Oh,
um,
Jesus.
with Monique Samuels, and they were both charged with assault of each
Okay,
other.
well, that's not cool.
Not
I
cool.
missed that.
Well, but this is the thing, I didn't see it, and I also didn't
Right.
really follow the news about it, so maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
don't
we'll
know
learn
whose
more
fault it
about.
was.
I don't either. I remember it being talked about a little bit, in celebrity news coverage, as it happened, but I did not pay close attention.
So that's
Um,
Candace. I'm sure
yeah.
the housewives always make an impression. Like, even if they only
Yeah.
last for one day, they will make an impression.
Yeah, they're not like the wallflower
No.
types. They're not shrinking violets. They will make their presence known. Then we have Ron Funches, a comedian, uh, who has been on TV, on these kind of like TV shows that a lot of comedians are on, Mulaney, At
Kroll show.
Midnight, Kroll Show, Blackish, Transparent. He's also a voice actor. He was in BoJack Horseman. So just like a really solid working comedian. Not someone whose work I'm specifically very familiar with because 'cause I'm not, like, deep in the comedy world, but he's been out there.
Next up, we have Maura Higgins, a Love Island legend. She was a finalist on Love Island UK season 5. I did not watch that season, but she hosts a lot of After Sun
Oh,
for
right,
USA.
yeah.
So, like, my association with Maura is that she's just, like, again, like a Love Island legend, and she is, like, important enough that she has been elevated to, like, the role of one of the hosts for the US franchise.
Yeah, I learned about her when we had Rebecca Jennings on to talk
Mhm.
about her book about Love Island, and the whole intro is kind of about Maura Higgins coming in as a bombshell and just being really hard done by and having a really tough time despite being so beautiful and having a good attitude, and so, clearly she made a big impression in the show's history. But I'm curious how that will kind of translate to this setting. Sometimes, like, Love Island is not a show where the contestants from Love Island do as well as, say, The Bachelor or a gamer show.
I'm interested to see the contrast between Maura, who comes from UK, versus Rob Roush, who we'll get to, who I
Mhm,
think
mhm.
could be a potentially savvier game player.
Interesting. Yeah, well,
Who
I'm not
knows?
super familiar with either of their seasons, so, I don't know
I did
much
make you
about
go
them.
back and watch some of
I watched a
Rob's
little
season.
bit, but it was just, like, so
Yeah.
confusing. I was just like, suddenly everyone is really mad at each other. All these strangers are yelling. Then we have Donna Kelsey. This is, of course, Travis and Jason Kelsey's mom.
I think this is an inspired casting choice. Like, they love a slightly older person who just
Mhm,
kind of reads as non-threatening, but
mhm.
is probably gonna be a pretty decent player.
Yeah, they like having people who seem non-threatening on the surface that a lot of people will be like, "Oh, how adorable." Like, that this older person is still here. Do you need your ginkgo
Yeah.
tablets? Um, but yeah, sometimes they bring a really shrewd perspective. They also just love a celebrity
Oh, they
relative.
I mean, yeah, Dylan Efron, and look how well
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole show built around just being a celebrity relative, but the Traitors can just, like, throw a couple into the mix.
I mean, this
They're
is a really good one. It gives people the chance to, like, in a sideways way, talk a lot about Taylor Swift.
100%,
We
which,
love
like,
that.
remember when, Sam Asghari was on last season and he would not talk about Britney Spears, and everyone was
Yeah.
like, "Okay,
What's even the
next."
point of you?
And I'm like, "Sam, good for you, and also that you are cast to talk
Yeah.
about Britney Spears." Maybe because Donna is still their mom and is not, like, an ex-husband,
Yeah,
she'll
it's a
be more
little, I think, a
comfortable.
less awkward for her.
She probably won't wanna talk about Taylor Swift, though. She'll probably wanna talk
No.
about how she raised Travis and
Yeah,
Jason
I think she'll talk
using her
more about
savvy,
Jason and Travis than she will about Taylor, but
which
other
seems
people
fair.
will talk about Taylor.
She is kind of, like, more out like, it's not unheard of for the mom of one or especially more than one successful professional athletes to be kind of a public figure, like, "Wow, look at what she did." Sometimes it's the dad, like Tiger Woods' dad, or, like, you know, look at how they raised these
With the
incredible
Kelsey
professional
family,
athletes.
it's Donna.
It's Donna. She is described in this bio as the matriarch, like, she really is, like, her public image is sports matriarch,
Yeah.
and so I do feel like, for me, there's that question of, like, okay, is she gonna show some of that, like, savvy that, like, maybe she used to help kind of navigate her son's careers or to, like, see the opportunities that they needed to take, like, is there some element of that that she might bring to the table?
Yeah, I think Donna could be like a sleeper, sleeper really good player.
Yeah, I listen, my eyes on her. Next we have Kristen Kish from Top Chef. Kristen is, a chef,
Yeah, she
obviously.
won Top Chef, she's hosted Top Chef. She is like a major player in the Top Chef world. I am I am not a Top Chef person. I'm sorry.
Same.
I'm sorry. But I have seen Kristen Kish, and I think she is very beloved.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar with her. I went through a brief like, when my first child was a baby, we watched a ton of cooking TV, but then, like, we just couldn't watch it anymore because it reminded us of being up at 4 a.m., so
You were like, now I'm triggered.
yeah, I'm triggered by cooking shows. I don't remember seeing her, but she's been on a ton of these shows, Iron Chef, Restaurants at the End of the World. Like, she's got a big footprint.
She also just has like good style, and I love
Mm,
people who have different kinds of great style profiles on the Traitors because they get to style themselves. They have like people tend to have a lot of fun with the outfits.
yeah, totally. And she does have great and very different style from a lot of the kinds of people that they cast on this show.
Exactly.
She is married to Bianca Dusick, and like, obviously has, like, a very, like, queer fashion look, from her photo, so I'm like, "Yeah, let's get some of that in the fashion mix." Um, Next we have Tara Lipinski.
So important to millennials. Tara Lipinski is so important.
She's so important. She she was, like, the first millennial to ever accomplish something in public, like, she really did it.
She's really, really important. She's,
More
of
than a
course,
participation trophy, like a real trophy.
yeah, Olympic figure skater. She became the youngest ever gold medalist in Winter Olympics history in 1998. She won gold at 15. Like, this was a huge deal. I remember watching that
Yeah.
Winter Olympics, and it was like Tara was everywhere.
And it was, like, bittersweet because it was supposed to be Michelle Kwan's turn, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it
And
was
I
like
loved both of them so
right.
much.
It was actually kind of heartbreaking, but then also, this,
Millennial
like,
queen. I guess she's
millennial
like
queen
a is
emerges.
she a millennial? She's an exennial, I guess.
I'm gonna call her a millennial.
We claim her.
Just an older millennial.
She co-hosted Wedding Talk with our friend Jove Meyer, who
Oh,
has
right.
been on the pod. So we're just
Yeah.
one
Another
step closer to our gal Tara.
would we say another podcaster?
Yeah.
Our first female podcaster. Um, so she has also been working for a long time as NBC's figure skating commentator.
So good.
Yeah, like, who is not watching Olympic figure skating? Obviously, for me, when it's Olympics time, my life
It's
revolves
important.
around when is the figure
Yeah.
skating. And part of that is that I want to see and hear from Tara Lipinski and her best friend, Johnny Weir, who was a fellow former Olympic figure
Yeah,
skater.
another millennial icon.
And they're very close. Like, their dynamic and their banter and their kooky outfits, are a big part of American figure skating coverage, which is why it's so interesting that they were brought on together.
Yep.
Because
Johnny Weir is
he's
also on this season of The Traitors, which is I love it. I love it. Yes, give this dynamic duo the chance to shine together. I'm very interested to see how they play this because you pointed out before we started taping that like historically Traitors has cast like a couple or family members, and it can be hard for people who are already tied together to like both survive in the show.
yeah, people are very fearful of other people having extremely tight alliances that will always place them in a secondary position. If that person is always gonna
Exactly.
have someone else's back first, then wouldn't you rather form a closer alliance with someone else? Maybe it could be their top alliance. So, in the past, they've been targeted. It's interesting that they might be able to play this off a bit because you can be so many levels of friend or having met each other in the world of figure skating unless people are watching Olympic figure skating
I was
coverage.
gonna say, it depends how many people are obsessive viewers of Olympic figure skating.
Right,
Because then
'cause
you know they're besties.
I'd be
But
like, "Oh, it's the dynamic duo."
if you don't watch Olympic figure skating or, like, don't pay attention to it, then you really might just be like, "Oh, of course, they know each other. They're both figure skaters," in the same way that there are,
Yeah.
like, loose housewives alliances and gamer
I do
alliances.
think if you're savvy, though, if you're a smart game player, wouldn't you think, "Huh, they don't usually have any Olympic figure skaters, and there
Now they have
too.
2.
I wonder
I guess we'll
why."
see.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if anyone's gonna suss that out. And, who's watching Olympic figure skating? They should all be watching Olympic figure skating,
They should
like,
be.
if only to set themselves up for success
I
in the
mean, I just
future.
personally, the casting of Tara and Johnny is big for me.
Yeah, I
So,
their outfits, I'm expecting fascinators, I'm expecting ruffs, like, I'm expecting hats, like,
also,
gloves.
fascinators are perfect for Alan Cumming's castle. Alan
Yeah.
practically demands tiny hats.
Well, a lot of people wear fascinators, so I'm actually
Yeah.
expecting Johnny and Tara specifically to step up their fascinator game in order to stay at the top of Fascinator Mountain. Like, I think we need to move beyond the Parvati headband and into a new
A new
era,
era.
a new tiara
Yeah,
era.
Parvati did that, okay?
Yeah, that
You've
was her
gotta
thing.
innovate.
You gotta keep it moving. Who else? Dorinda Medley is back.
I love it. You know what? She felt hard done by. She went home first last time. And Dorinda is such a great character. They had to give her another chance. Like, she is just a really
Yeah.
fun watch. I did watch, I think, every season of Real Housewives of New York that she was on. She's incredible television.
I mean, she kind of fell on her sword in a sense because she made the episode more interesting by having basically a complete tantrum about being left on a raft during a challenge. Um, and that drew attention to her. That's like the first elimination. You're casting out for someone to vote for. You're like, what about the woman who like bitched at me for an hour because of how the challenge went for her? I guess I'll vote her out. But I'm like, if everyone just keeps their head down for the whole first episode, it's pretty dull. So
Exactly.
let's give her another chance
She
to have a
deserved.
meltdown.
She deserved to come back, I think.
I mean, she's not the only person. I would love to see them bring Peppermint back if they were ever
Yes.
gonna, if Peppermint would be willing to come back
I
after
feel
how
like
that
Peppermint might be like
might be
done.
like, no, I'm good. Um, so obviously we've seen Dorinda before. If you've watched Traitors, if you've watched The Real Housewives of New York City, I'm sure you're very familiar with Dorinda. I have only watched that one season where they first recast and brought on my high school classmate and my high school classmate Bryn Whitfield and Jenna Lyons from J. Crew. So I'm not familiar with Dorinda from that, only from the Traitors. But she was on Roni for 6 seasons.
Yeah, she's an icon.
Yeah.
Like, just trust, she is an icon.
Then we have Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother and The Challenge. And Tiffany is just like kind of one of these people who goes on game shows as like a side hustle. I think she's a phlebotomist and then she like goes on Big Brother.
And she was on
Um,
Big Brother Reindeer Games, which I only learned about because of the last season of The Traitors, and I still can't believe it's a real show.
There are so many weird spin-offs of these shows is what I've learned. It's like, remember when you really screwed me over on that show where we were all wearing little fuzzy tails and we had
Yeah.
to run through fields of peppermint sticks? I can't believe you betrayed me in that way. Like, how is anyone taking any of this seriously? At least
Yeah.
on Survivor, like, you're all,
No,
like,
the
wearing
stakes are
bandanas.
visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all just, like, wearing dirty bandanas, squatting on an island, like,
Yeah, you're
putting
like
sticks
literally in the
together for
wilderness.
something.
I'm like, no, these people are on a set wearing like tiny elf costumes. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's like what you have your children do to blow off steam, like, during the holiday break.
Except it can cause like deep lingering resentments.
No, that's the same with your children, though. Yeah.
So true.
Then we have Monet Exchange from
An
RuPaul's Drag
icon
Race.
from RuPaul's Drag
Yes.
Race.
I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but I am
Same, but
very
I
familiar with
really
Monet
know Monet.
Exchange.
Like,
Uh, so Monet Exchange is a drag queen from Brooklyn.
yeah, we
First
love it.
appeared on season 10, placed 6, won Miss Congeniality, then came back, won the 4th All-Star season of Drag Race, and placed runner-up in the All-Stars season 7. So you can just keep coming back to All-Stars, I guess.
Also, she does a
Um,
podcast with Bob the Drag Queen.
Sibling rivalry, and then also another podcast with Lady Bunny called Ebony and Irony. So this
We
I mean
support podcasters and on this podcast.
and this is like a twofer, like double podcast host.
Yeah,
So,
no, I am really rooting for Monet. From the previews we've gotten, I feel like Monet Exchange is gonna
yeah.
make a big impression on the season.
We all know that if, like, running 2 podcasts is not for the faint of
Yeah.
heart, and from what I've seen, like, in the celebrity gossip circuit, like, Monet Exchange is always out there, like, involved in a little drama, involved in some antics, so I don't think that she's gonna be laying low, which I love.
No.
And also hosts a television game show?
Oh,
I don't know about this, Monet's Slumber Party.
what can't Monet do?
What ca exactly? Um, then we have Eric Nam, K-pop singer.
Wow, I love this.
Yes, they should bring on more K-pop singers. I wanna see
Look,
the cast of K-pop Demon Hunters next season.
oh my, would
The
die.
voices of Huntrix
Yeah,
on
give
my
me
screen.
EJ,
Yes.
please.
Eric is 36, American, but based in South Korea, and has had, like, it seems like a long career and public life there, was named GQ Korea's Man of the Year in 2016.
Wow.
He will voice Aang in The Legend of Aang: The Last Airbender
Oh my god, he has
next year, this
4.2
year.
million followers.
Yeah, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing the Airbender title wrong. I don't know anything about The Last Airbender. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I don't know literally anything about this
But I'm
man.
excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see K-pop getting integrated more into the fabric of American pop culture. Not so excited about this next one. Michael
I like
Rappaport.
literally don't want to talk about him. I want him to go home
I
immediately.
I'd seen the cast list, but I, like, blocked out that he was on it, and then I
Yeah,
did a double take when I was like,
like
"Who?"
Michael Rappaport used to just be known as like a character actor who is a Bravo super fan. He would like show up on Watch What Happens Live. More recently, he's just made really unsavory, racially charged jokes and made videos expressing some kind of rancid political views. So
Yeah.
I don't love that he was cast, and I truly just like would prefer him to be off my TV screen.
Yeah. Every time that I've, like, seen him on a screen recently, it's a video that he made that was reshared showing him saying something, like, truly morally repugnant.
So
Um,
that's fun.
yeah, he's been, like, really, like, sort of pro-genocide in Gaza, I would say, like, in a really upsetting way, and, I yeah, a lot of racist rhetoric, like, it's just I don't know why he was cast, to be honest, like, it seems really problematic to be elevating him. Um, I don't even wanna read some of the quotes,
I
but
don't think
they're
we should.
shocking. We shouldn't,
Yeah, I don't really
when
want
I say I don't
to.
want to, I mean, I'm not going to,
Yeah,
but,
I
like,
won't
if
be.
you find any of the quotes of some of the horrible things he said recently, they are, like, really shocking, and I think it's really disturbing and troubling that he was cast at all. I know I've read that some people are planning to boycott, understandably. I think it would be good for the show to see some consequences from casting someone who has made these kinds of public statements.
Yeah.
Um,
And again, my greatest hope is that he just doesn't
Immediately.
last
Yeah.
long.
I wonder if people are gonna see him and even know about this, or if it will be something he's able to kind of keep.
Yeah, I also
Because I
just, like,
can't imagine
can't
many people in the cast would sign on
no,
to
I also can't imagine that many people in the cast would be like, "I really wanna get into this on the Traitors."
100%. Yeah.
Like
Of all places where you don't wanna talk
like,
about politics or
no.
religion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, it's just like, ugh, seeing his face makes me upset. Let's move on. Rob Roush, from Love Island.
I am so excited.
I know that you love seeing Rob on your TV
I
screen.
do. He was such an important part of Love Island season 6. I think he was like a casa guy on season 5, which I didn't watch, but then he was
Mhm.
an original cast member on season 6. He had this whole on and off love story plot line with Leah. They ended apart. Leah's since been with Miguel since that season. They're very, very, very serious. Rob is on good terms, I think, with pretty much the whole cast other than Kenny, who they have all cut out, obviously, because of loyalty to Janae, for anyone
Yes.
who is familiar with the drama of that season. But he was like a very, very much one of like the core breakout cast members. He just has this very like soft, quiet persona where he's just like dopily very cute and charming, and then he makes videos on Instagram, like, catching snakes, like, it's just, like, a quirky little weirdo, but he's
Mm.
also very socially savvy. He's very
Yeah.
observant.
Mm.
I think that he is one of the Love Island players that could do very well on the Traitors, and I actually think that about most of the breakout cast members from that season.
Yeah, that season was like a very like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Rob would do well as a faithful or as a traitor, to be honest.
Interesting. And I know that you have advocated for him to be the next Bachelor. So
Yeah.
this
You know,
could just be the start of a huge year for him.
he's up there for me as someone that is just like a good reality star.
Yeah. I'm really excited to get to know him more because, yeah, I've only seen him from the episode that I watched for research this summer, and it was very chaotic. And I don't think I got like a good sense of him as a character because everyone was just so upset.
Yes, yeah, no, you watch some very high stakes, like, post Casa,
Yeah.
footage
You've
from
like
that
lived with
season.
him like an
Yes,
hour a day for months.
so much time, and I, like, definitely had a crush on him, like, he's just, like, a person that you kind of, like, have a crush on, but you're like, "Oh, maybe you're bad for me," you know?
Yeah.
It's, I just yeah, I think he could do very well. I think this was an inspired casting choice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited. Then we have Lisa Rinna from The Real
Ah,
Housewives of Beverly Hills.
another inspired casting choice. Lisa Rinna is a star, baby.
She's been around
She's an
for a
actress.
long time. Yeah, she's an actress, and then she's was a Real Housewife. She's been on a million reality
Oh
shows.
my god, she was on, like, Dancing with the Stars season 2, like, she's been everywhere. She's married to fellow actor Harry Hamlin, who she always
Yeah.
talks about with his first and last name.
Yeah, I mean, she was a soap star, she
Yeah,
was
she and Harry played, a character's parents on Veronica Mars. If you ever watch Veronica Mars, they played
No.
Logan's parents, incredible, like,
And
she
I somehow I don't think I've ever seen her in anything, like, maybe when she had an appearance on like, a guest star appearance on a show like Community or something, but I don't remember ever seeing her in that capacity, but she was, like, a mainstay of celebrity gossip blogs back when celebrity gossip blogs were a huge thing, like, when I
you
was
mean like
reading
the Perez
Delisted.
Hilton
I
yeah,
didn't read Perez, but yes, that era. I
that
was reading
era.
Delisted, I was reading The Superficial, I was reading, like, Lainey Gossip, like, she was in the tabloids, she was always wearing, like, leopard print, like, I don't know, like, I so her look is very,
Distinctive.
distinctive. And so when I see her, I'm like, "Oh, it's Lisa Rinna." And then I'm like, "What do I know about her?" Basically nothing at all.
But, like, that's
Just
the magic of Lisa Rinna.
yeah,
If you can make an impression, you know her first name, you know her last name,
right.
you, like, know her look. I mean, I
It's like she's like
she's a
a
great
real life
character.
cartoon or like, like Betty Boop. I'm just like I see her and she's iconic. I know exactly who she is, and then I also know nothing about her at all.
Yeah, I think, again, as just housewives are always a good idea on this show. They are fun. They know
Yeah.
how to make good TV. I feel like Lisa Rinna will do just that. She also played Roxy Hart in Chicago.
Yeah, like many
Yeah.
celebrity ladies, she's who have that kind of charisma. So I'm excited to finally like spend some time with Lisa Rinna, like get to know her a little bit.
I am also excited to spend some more time with Caroline Stanbury, who was most recently a Real Housewife of Dubai, which I did not watch that series, but I did watch her earlier Bravo show, Ladies of London, which she was on from
Mm.
2014 to 2017. And it was so good. And she was such an iconic character on that show. She also has incredible fashion. Like,
Well, I watched All's Fair, and so I know that ladies in London like to wear sort of loose gunny sack dresses made of pastel calico. So is it more that sort of thing, right?
yeah,
While
exactly,
she's having
exactly
a
that.
scone.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know all about Ladies of London, okay?
All's Fair is a documentary.
It is a documentary. No, she
Well, sh
probably
she wears a lot of, like, really sharp, like, sexy menswear, which, I am such
Ooh,
a sucker for, but then she also can do, like, a full sequin gown, like, she will
she's
have
got
fun. Yeah,
range.
she will have fun with the fashion on this show, and I also think she is, like, quite savvy.
She, in 2008, started a business called Gift Library, which is a store that sold luxury gifts. I'm sorry,
Oh my
that is stolen valor from libraries. That is not a library at all. That's called a gift store. A store where you buy
but it's
gifts.
elevated if it's a library.
That just makes it sound like you have to borrow the gift and maybe it smells a little musty, but it's okay because it's an important public good to share
Ooh,
these books.
she's also a podcaster.
Divorced Not Dead is the name of her podcast. So I take it she's divorced,
Yes.
but she's not
Divorced and
dead.
remarried.
Mhm. And she launched that in 2020. What a great time to start a podcast.
Incredible.
What else are you gonna do? Yeah, so I know you will provide some important context about her as we sally forth. I basically know nothing about her at all.
She'll be fun.
So,
I think she'll
yeah.
be fun.
Okay.
Haven't watched her on TV in quite a while, but I'm excited. Next up, someone I know nothing about, Ian Terry of Big Brother, a 34-year-old data consultant and Class 2 backgammon master from Houston. He
Oh.
won Big Brother in 2012.
I was gonna say they couldn't get a class 1 backgammon master, but if he won Big Brother,
That's
then
all
I
you
guess
need.
that's the top line on your resume. And he was a jury member of Big Brother 22 All-Stars, and he's competed in the 2021 World Backgammon Team Championship representing the United States. That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Um,
good. That's pretty impressive.
yeah, so it
And
looks like
he has been on Rob C's podcast. He's a podcast
yeah.
guest. I like
This
that
is one of
I like that that made it in.
I know. Some of these gamers, they like I said before, they don't have quite as much of like around the clock, like I'm an influencer, I'm a celebrity lifestyle as people who are like on a Housewives show. So
Right.
they're just like, I have a job, and then sometimes I go on a show or I go on a podcast about a show, and that's my whole public profile. I've never even heard of him. Like he's never
Neither
come
have
up in
I. But
celebrity
Big
gossip.
Brother, I really don't know like
Yeah.
anyone, to be honest.
Yeah. According to this bio, he has a diagnosis of autism, and his fellow house guests in Big Brother 22 like made fun of him
That's
for it.
horrible.
And apparently that was a bit of then viewers sort of took his side. Good.
Yeah, I was like,
Um,
as they should.
yeah. So it seems like that was maybe one of the kind of moments when he broke through more into the
Oh,
conversation.
wow.
But not something that I have ever followed Big Brother, so we'll get to know him when the season starts.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, the rest of our discussion of the Traitors cast.
And we're back, and it's time for us to talk about another controversial cast member that I forgot was on this season, Colton Brown Underwood from The Bachelor. In case somehow you listen to this show and you don't remember Colton or you don't know who he is a former Bachelor, starred in season 23. He was cast and billed as like the first virgin lead. His virginity was like a big narrative when he was on The Bachelorette, and during his time as lead, he was a former NFL player. And he was sort of like, I just was always busy doing football, so I never found time to explore that side of myself. He fell in love with one of his contestants. She left the show, and he also quit the show
He
and
jumped the
he
fence.
jumped the fence to run away without his passport to try to like leave the show because he was so upset that they let Cassie leave. And they ended up in a relationship, but that became sort of dark foreshadowing, because after their relationship ended, she filed a restraining order against Colton for stalking and harassment. It was later dropped, but
But he has copped to
yeah.
some of the terrible behaviors.
Yeah. And, like, the details are pretty shocking and upsetting, having followed the case at the time.
Yeah.
And so at this point, he became really persona non grata within the Bachelor fandom for, quite good reason. That's really terrible, and was awful for this contestant to go through. Um, then a year later, in 2021, he came out as gay, and this made him the first openly queer bachelor, still, I think, the only openly queer bachelor. Of course, there have been openly queer bachelorettes, and he ended up marrying a political strategist, Jordan C. Brown, in 2023, and they had a child in 2024. So he has, like, continued to be a pretty major public figure.
It's just it's such a mixed bag with Colton. And it's just always tough to know how to talk about him, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not excited that he's on the show, and we end up having to keep talking about it. He did, like, a mini series about coming out and, the ways that growing up in, like, toxic masculine football culture made that difficult and, like, his journey. Um, and everyone was like, "Why are you on TV again? You're a stalker." We had to talk about it. And then he hosted or co-hosted that insane,
Oh,
terrible
that was so
virginity
bad.
dating show, Are
And
You My First?
his presence there added nothing. So I
Well,
think
that's the
I was really like, we really didn't need this. Like, you didn't need to do this.
right.
I have such a hard time, to be honest, talking about Colton, because I both feel like no one like is entitled to be elevated to a public figure to keep getting television opportunities, like, and I think
Mhm.
that it's perfectly reasonable for someone to be like, look, you did this fucked up thing, go live your life, but I don't feel that I need to like see you or support you as a public figure. I think that's reasonable. I also like want to allow people room to make amends, to not be solely defined by the worst things they've ever done, to like grow and change and be better. And there are parts of his story that are, of course, quite fascinating and like certainly relatable to other athletes who felt they had to remain closeted.
Mhm.
It's just like it's very complicated. And I think that's why often we feel like we just didn't have to even try to litigate it.
What it really comes back to for me over and over again is just, like, so many people go on these shows and then they just go back to private life,
Right.
or they're kind of like an influencer, and I don't really understand why someone with this, like, very toxic thing attached to their brand keeps getting these high profile gigs. Like, I do struggle with that, like, I do think that there are certain things that, like, should make it very difficult to have that kind of very public plum job again. Um, Partly because it is, like, off-putting to viewers, partly because I do think there should be consequences for certain behaviors like that. But also, like, he just, like there's no, like, "Oh, well, but he's so good on TV, so it's
Right.
worth it."
Yeah, you're like,
Like
that's adding, like, insult to injury a little bit. Like,
right.
like, hope he does something worth watching on this show, because if not, like, truly, why are we doing this?
I kind of hope he does nothing worth watching and they finally
Just
casting
are
directors
done.
get the message. Like, he was so wooden on Are You My First? He was not a good bachelor. Like, I don't understand why people keep, like, casting directors and execs keep feeling compelled to, like, put him back on TV because he has no on-screen, like, charisma. He is not savvy. He doesn't have a big
It's so
personality.
true.
He's not charming, like, I don't understand the value add. He's not good on TV. And
Let's
even,
be
like,
done.
Tom Sandoval is good on TV, like,
No,
in an
he
annoying way.
is, like, unfortunately, like, he was great on the Traitors,
Has Colton
unfortunately.
ever done anything as, like, truly, purely
Few
entertaining
have.
as singing
No.
those doll
No.
songs
No,
into
that's talent.
the
That
phone?
takes true reality TV
Eh,
talent.
eh, eh. It's th he has a
Meow,
gift.
meow.
He's a creep with a gift, and the only entertaining thing that we ever talk about Colton doing is literally just trying to get off a TV show. Like, the fact that he
Right,
tried to
jumping the
get off the
fence
show
is the thing, is the whole thing.
right, he's not gonna be jumping a fence in a dramatic moment, every episode of The Traitors, so, like, why? What are we doing? Um, I don't know, that's, I'm just over it. I'm over having to watch him fail to make an impression on my screen. Should we move on to we already talked about Johnny Weir, so I guess we're down to our last new cast member, Portia Williams.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Another one of these housewives that I have not watched her show, but I feel, like, very familiar with Portia. Like, I feel
Yes.
like she's iconic. She's
Yes.
also just, like, stunningly beautiful. So her face
Ye
has really stuck with me.
and she is cool. Like, she was a Black Lives Matter activist. She was arrested at a protest for Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, I feel like
Like
that's part of the reason I know her, because she has, like,
yeah,
crossed over into, like, political news.
yes. She's I've seen her in the gossip news and in regular news.
Exactly.
She's been a big deal on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's been on the show for many years. Um, and she's also been on Celebrity Apprentice, Sharknado 5, important properties like this.
Zootopia. Who is she in Zootopia?
That's a good question.
I love that movie.
Zootopia, Portia
Yeah, please find this
Williams.
out. It's very important.
Christine is a shrew, an Arctic shrew.
Wow.
Yeah,
Arctic
and
shrew.
one of Frou Frou's friends and bridesmaids helps her prepare for the wedding. This is all like, I've
See?
never seen all of Zootopia. I've only seen the
None
first.
I guess I've
This
only
might be
seen
about a spin-off property.
I was gonna say I've only seen Zootopia 1, and this is not ringing a bell.
It says Zootopia Plus. Is that
Oh,
a separate
I
movie? You guys
these
it's a TV series.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
well, she's an Arctic shrew. Portia the Arctic shrew, named
Well, good for
Christine.
her.
Yeah,
Good for Portia. I
gotta
love
get those
that.
gigs.
Love that for you, Portia.
Yeah, this cast is interesting because as we went back through it, I'm like, "Oh, I remember why I was so bummed out because so many of the people that I recognize are people I don't like and I don't wanna be on the show." But and you know what? I do support, anyone who wants to boycott because of any of the horrible people who are on this season. That makes a lot of sense. But I can see they were definitely kind of intentionally trying to cast kind of divisive and controversial people in hopes of creating friction in the house. And I understand that strategy. This is not a finding love show, it is a navigating conflict show. And while I disagree with some of these casting choices, I can see that drama is definitely at the forefront of their motivations. And then there are people that I didn't really think about that much when I first saw the cast list that I'm, like, getting excited to see, so
Yeah, I think it's some of those people that didn't initially make me super excited that I am now like, "Oh, they could actually be really good."
well, we're always looking for who's gonna be the Bachelor person, and we're like, "Colton,
I
ugh."
know, like, lackluster. But then I'm like, "Okay, but we got Rob Roush.
Right,
We got
yeah.
Stephen Colletti, which is just hilarious. We have some really standout housewives."
Yeah. No, there are some really good little casting nuggets.
We have Donna Kelsey.
We have
We have
Monet
Tara
Exchange,
Lipinski.
like, it's gonna be
Yeah, Monet
great.
Exchange, Tara Lipinski, Johnny Weir, like, it's fun.
Yeah, fingers crossed that
People just get sent home early.
people we don't like just get sent home early. I'm really excited to dig in. How many episodes are coming out this week?
The first 3 episodes are dropping on Thursday, so
Okay.
we'll cover all of those. Week 2, I believe 2 episodes are coming out, and then from there until basically the end of February, I think we're getting 1 episode a week, though maybe the finale and reunion will air together.
The way that they custom tweak the TV schedules now makes me crazy. I'm like,
It's
"It's an
it's
episode a
really
week,
hard for
people."
us. It's really difficult for us personally,
Yeah. It's
but it
just
does
fascinating
mean
to see them try to, like, match the way that people most enjoy engaging with the show. They're like, you watch the first episode and you're like, "It barely got started. I wanna binge a little bit." And then you're like, "But I don't wanna get it all out of the way. I wanna, like, talk to my friends about it every week and have kind of that season experience." So they're
I think
trying to kind of
I mean, here's the thing. For a show like Traitors, because there's a lot of table setting at the beginning, they have to introduce everyone. There's so many cast members. Like, Alan has to welcome them all, has to select the traitors. I think it does make sense to drop at least 2 episodes together at the beginning and then kind of move to a more weekly cadence. I'm glad that we'll get at least a few weeks to breathe and just get like 1 episode. I think that that lets like the audience build. I think it's fun. I'm getting kind of exhausted by shows that sputter and spurt and it's like 3 weeks and we're done. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, that's the thing is I miss weekly shows, and it's one of the things that I really love about covering The Bachelor is that it's always really adhered to that, and this could be a good balance.
Yeah. So let us know if you're excited, if you're going to be watching, if there's anything else you want to see us potentially cover. We're really getting creative at the beginning of 2026. And then, of course, we will just be waiting for Taylor Frankie Paul's season of The Bachelorette, which is going to start end of March. So that will be after the new season of Love is Blind probably wraps up. Probably. So, or like around that time. So, I don't know. I think we have some pretty exciting content to get us started, and then anything, that we don't cover on Love to See It, we will be dipping our toes into a bunch of other scripted and possibly some unscripted shows over on Rich Text, like
Bridgerton is coming
I was
back.
gonna say the new season of Bridgerton. That may be where we dip into Love is Blind Germany if it feels fun. Anything else that we have on the docket? Maybe some Tell Me Lies.
Yeah, People We Meet on Vacation movie
Yeah.
adaptation is coming out. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be having a lot of fun over on Rich Text as well. So yeah, we are excited to start this 2026 with
Yeah.
all of you. We're so excited to like watch these faithfuls and traitors. And yeah, please let us
Yeah.
know what you think about the new schedule and what we're covering.
I'm really psyched. 2026, just 100% good vibes so far. I haven't checked the news in a few
Yeah.
days,
Yeah,
but
don't worry about it, Claire.
don't
There's
worry about it.
no war going on. Don't
Oh,
worry about it. Ignore it, dissociate,
yeah, we
survive.
won't talk about that here, but you should check the news. Okay.
To be clear, we are reading the news. This is a safe space.
This is a safe space.
And on that note, that is it for this episode of Love to See It with Emma and Claire. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe to our channel.
Love to See It is a presentation of Odyssey. The show is produced by us, Claire Fallon and Emma Gray. Our production assistant is Tatiana Kenny-Smith, who also edits our video. This episode was edited by John Bahar. Our theme music is by Tamar Haviv, and our art is by Aaron Nestor.
If you like our show, remember to follow us, rate us 5 stars, leave a review, and of course, spread the word to all of your friends about Love to See It.
If you want to get in touch, you can email us at claireandemmapod@gmail.com.
You can also find us on TikTok at Love to See It Pod and on Instagram at Claire and Emma Pod. And you can find our newsletter Rich Text on Substack at claireandemma.substack.com. I'm also on Blue Sky at Emma Gray and on Instagram at Emma Lady Rose.
And I'm at Claire E. Fallon. Special thanks to the team at Odyssey: Eric Donnelly, Peter Arriaga, Kate Rose, Maura Curran, Melissa Wester, and Hillary Shook.
We'll be back soon.
Can you keep